Hey everybody, it's Tank and Trucker, and I'm going to try and do this video without yawning. So I'm probably not going to succeed. So anyways, we are going to do the review on, everybody calls it the box tank, I believe it is, the tank destroyer. It is the SU-100y with one wicked kick-ass gun for our Tier 6. So anyways, we'll go ahead and get started. What do you get? You get a Tier 6 tank destroyer, if I can spit it out, tank destroyer with 700 hit points, which actually for a Tier 6 and a tank destroyer, that's pretty freaking good. I mean, most of your Tier 6, even a lot of your Tier 7s, I don't even think really have close to 700 hit points. Your armor is 60 all the way around, front, side, and rear. Go over the gun real quick. Reload, or its rate of fire is 3.75. Your average pen, and it's a little funny, but your standard penetrating round does 196 pen. 171 for your, well, I don't even know if it's a premium round, really. Does it? Let's check. Yep, that is considered a premium round. It's still APCR, and the funny thing is, it does less pen at 171, but it does more damage. And then your HE does 65 pen, which is actually still pretty good. And the damage is 580. So your standard round at 196 pen does 440 damage. Your premium round at less pen at 171 does more damage at 510, and then 580 for your HE. Average damage per minute is 1650. Dispersion is 0.38 and 2.9 aim time. Now we'll go up to mine. My rate of fire is 4.35. Reload time is 13.8 seconds. A little bit long, but well worth the wait. Gun traverse is 27.12, and the turret traverse 31.29. So you can still get circled, but depending on how fast, if it's a fast scout, you're done. But if it's a slower, like a slower medium or heavy, you can usually keep up, traversing and keeping up with them. Gun depression is -5 and +15, so you're not going to be able to work ridge lines too well. Gun traverse limits are 10, so 10 to the left and 10 degrees to the right, which is, it's ample enough. My aim time is 2.53 seconds, and my dispersion is 0.36. My average damage is 1912. Weight is 64.5 tons, so yeah, you can ram into stuff. It's probably going to hurt you a little bit, but if you ram into a scout or a light tank or a medium, you'll probably do more damage to them than you. You get an 890 horsepower engine, which is pretty good, with a specific power to weight of 13.79, which is actually pretty good too. Top speed is 35, so it's not a race car, but it's fast enough to get you where you need to be. In reverse is 12 kilometers an hour. Your concealment is 10.7. View range is 350. And I went ahead and the loadout I have on this is a gun rammer, gun lane drive, and nods. And your rear signal range is 440, pretty standard. So anyways, I had a match earlier in it, and I'm going to go ahead and play that replay. And it ended up being a Tier 8 match, and I was obviously in a Tier 6, and didn't do too bad of a job, so... Gonna hold on a second, I'll go ahead and get that replay going for you. So, we're on the map Ensk, which is not really that good of a map for a tank destroyer, especially the big box tank. As you can see, look at the T-29 compared to this. This is just as big, if not actually bigger, longer, wider, stands higher. So, it's a pretty good sized target. Yeah, city maps are not your friend in this, but... luckily, this has got the field over to the east side, and that's where I figured I better go that way. And you can see the traverse isn't too bad. Unfortunately, up here I was kind of off in dull land. I was actually looking over. You see, I cut through the building here. I didn't see that scorpion. I started looking to the left, and Ran right into him. I felt like a retard, but, you know, crap happens. Unfortunately, I knocked 12 hit points off him, so, you know, I hate it when that happens to me, and, you know, I felt kind of bad, but I didn't have time to stop and say, you know, sorry. That STML, that thing's got a hell of a gun on it, too. But I figured I was going to get over this way. And you can see our Chaffee's doing a real good job of lighting nothing. I mean, what an idiot. Jesus. Pulled out here, and I saw a pretty nice shot on the T-29's turret. Pop 487 off with him. Now, that is the round that does more damage. It does 510 average. The other one does 440. So, yeah, that was a good thing I was using this round. Like I said, less penetration. If I wouldn't have been up on the building there, I probably would have been able to get another shot off the T-29. I was hoping he'd pull forward, but no such luck. But it's just kind of strange. Normally you get a premium round, you think more pen, same damage. But on this, you get less pen, more damage. Whatever works. I was like, please pull out. And they already finished him off. And I get this STRV. It's kind of a lucky shot here. The nice thing is, yeah, I hit him for 525. Holy crap, that was a good shot. Average damage is 510. I did 525 damage on one shot on him. He bounced off me, and then I finished him off. Hit him for another 61. It's kind of strange using a round that does less pen, and that's your premium round. You know, usually it's just the opposite. Usually a premium round has, you know, anywhere from 25 to 40 to 50, 60 more penetration. But now this one, it's got less. Like 20 some less. There's our Chaffee gets knocked out here. I saw that the PZ4 over there in that TVP, and I thought I'm going to take a snapshot at that. Take a shot of that TVP if I could and see if I can whittle off a little bit of his health. Kept thinking one of them were going to come around the building there, but he wasn't. So I knocked 489 off him, which is still better than the 440 would have done with this standard round. So yeah, I'm getting some pretty good hits with that round, you know, considering it's a tier 6 and a tier 8 match, and, you know, I'm knocking over 500 of their health off, you know, at a shot. Now I get up here and I get in the cap and I knock him out in a second. All I got left is him now. I didn't think I was going to get the kill shot on him, be backed up just enough. So did 1,617 damage on that. Blocked 150 and 164 in assisted damage. But you could see, like, I hit the STRV for 525. That T-29, I can't see it now, but that was like, it's close to, was it 500 or real close to 500? It was like 480 something, 490 something or whatever. So, I mean, the gun on this thing is just, holy crap. You know, if you can get a field map, oh, you're golden, dude. I mean, if you got a camo net and this, you know, you're in a field map, you get in a nice bush and just kind of back up and just wait till stuff gets lit, and you can just rip close to 500 hit points off them at a time with that premium round. I mean, I hate calling it a premium round because you think you're always usually getting more pen, but you're getting less pen, but you're getting more damage. So it's still worth it in the long run, but if you can't, then you can switch over to your standard round, which gives you 190, what was it, 196? Yeah, 196 pen, and, you know, slap them around with that a little bit, and if that still doesn't work and you're not penning, you can throw in a HE round, which got decent pen at 65. Damage is 580. You're not going to do 580 unless it's like a really weak armored tank, but at least you'll do some damage with a 65 penetrating HE round. You know, that's enough to penetrate pretty much any tier 8 This does not get preferential matchmaking, so obviously I'm a 6 in a tier 8 match, so 2 tiers above. Remember the good old days when it was like, oh God, what was it, 4 tier? I think it was a 4 tier separation. I mean, I've got tier, yeah, tier 6s that there used to be, I think it's like this, what was it called? They got Watt Labs. I think it used to be called Watt Labs, but it was an older version, and it actually showed your tank and literally every tank that you've killed and how many. Like I said, if I were, let's say, an E-100 and I killed a moss, well, I could look the following day and see, oh, look, I killed a moss, and it would say how many mosses I've killed. And I've got that program they quit using it, which it was kind of, or quit keeping it up to date or something, which really sucks. I liked it, but I actually had tier 6 tanks, and I was showing my son. He's like, Dad, how are you in a tier 6 going against an E-100? I'm like, there used to be a 4-tier spread. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, try being in a tier 6 going, people complain about it now when you're a 2-tier spread. Think about being in a tier 6 going against a freaking E-100. Yeah, so that's why, a lot of people that have been on for a lot longer time, their stats aren't as good because, I mean, with a 4-tier spread, it's a lot harder to pen a E100 and E75 in a tier 6 than you think. And that's back when you had to pay for the premium rounds, they call gold rounds. You actually had to pay gold, for gold rounds. So if you were in a tier 6, you always wanted to carry at least 10, 15 gold rounds, premium rounds, so that if you did get thrown in a tier 10 match, which happened a lot, you were able to still penetrate and do damage and, help your team out. And let me tell you, there was times that, I mean, a tier 6 going against a Moss, yeah, give me a break. I mean, I remember one time I was in a tier 6. Moss was coming at me, but he was just enough around the corner. All I did was consistently kept shooting him in the track to keep knocking his track off, knocking his track off, knocking his track off. And he was messaging me, and he's like, quit knocking my damn track off. I was pissing him off. But that's all I kept doing. I couldn't pen him, but I knew I could knock his track off, and I just kept him tracked. And the rest of the team, a couple of them come around, and they just kicked his ass. Oh, he was pissed at me. But I couldn't pen him, so, did what I could do and ended up holding him in his place until backup got there and whooped his ass. But you didn't get points for tracking him and like helping out your team then. I mean, that was just me trying to not get my ass killed. So, but yeah, it's a pretty good tank destroyer. I think they might have it in a premium shop. If they do, makes good credits. Got a hell of a gun. Absolutely no armor. I mean, I did bounce that one around. I don't know exactly where he hit me. Actually, looks like he hit me right here in this part of the gun mantle. I see that mark right there. This is the one that penned right here, right in the driver's hatch. That looks to be the one that bounced right here. I see another marker right here, but this looks more like the one that might have bounced, which that's spaced armor, so yeah, good for me. But anyways, not a bad match. In the old box tank, the SU-100y. So, yeah, if you pick this puppy up, man, it's a lot of fun. Really pisses people off when you knock, 500 hit points off, man, at a time. And they're, especially if you're top dog in this thing, and you got tier 4s. Oh, my God, most of the tier 4s you'll one-shot. If this were tier 4s in this match, I'd have been slinging HE big time because it would have been one shot and literally every tier 4, probably most of the tier 5s too. Yeah, so you can still hold your own in a matchup like this where you're the low one on the pole. So, the gun is definitely good. So anyways, if you want to hold up for a second, I got the results of the match, so hold on your chairs and I'll be right back. And here's the results from that match. Wasn't a 3,000 damage match or anything, but considering, I was in a tier 6 and a tier 8 match, and was able to do, 1,617 damage and get 2 kills. Not too shabby. The gun on this thing is friggin' wicked. It's actually it's actually semi-maneuverable. Better than I thought it was going to be. I haven't run it in a long time. I mean, I bought it. I think maybe I've got 10 matches in it. But I bought it. Oh, well, like the day it came out, and ran a couple matches on it, and then I haven't run it since. I think people call it the box or something or other, because obviously it's as big as a house, and it's kind of shape of a big old square box. But and I'm getting a class 1 and a fire for effect. Sorry about that. Oh, I knew that yawn was coming on. So on the TVP VTU, knocked out his track, hit him twice, and killed him for 544. First shot that I hit him with did most of the damage. He only had a couple hit points left when we hit him the second time. T29, he has turret. I'm gonna spit it out. His turret turned sideways, so I knew that was a easy pen, and hit him for 487. And the STRV-74 hit him twice and killed him, totaling at 586. And also knocked out his track, and he hit me in bounce, which I was really surprised because the armor on this is only 60 all the way around. So must have been using just standard rounds. And also knocked his track off, and he had 164 damage done from somebody else hitting him. Also got on the enemy base and got 14 capture points. So, but considering we were in a tier 6, smallest tier in the game, and we outdid a lot of our tier 8s and 7s, so not too shabby. We're in 3rd, 4th, 5th place in damage, and 3rd place in experience, so pretty good match. I had 5 shots, 5 hit, 5 pen for 1617 damage. 525 of it was more than 300 meters away. Got hit twice. One of them pen, one of them bounced. Bounced 150 damage. Damage 3, destroyed 2. Damage caused with our assistance is 164. And we got 14 capture points. I shot the, it's a, the lesser of the 2 AP rounds. It gives you less pen, but it gives you a lot more damage, which is pretty cool. The one with more pen does 196 pen, but does 440 damage. So I was shooting the 171 pen that gives you 510 damage. So the average damage on that is 510, and we were doing, let's take a peek here if I can grab that. So 510, and we hit him once for 47. So good thing I was using that round. And well, this guy, 586 totaled and 544 totaled. But the first shot that hit him, did a pretty good, substantial amount of damage. So even though it's only 171 pence, enough to get through the stuff that I was shooting at. Oh, sorry, guys. And so. I like using that round because of the extra damage that it does. It's kind of nice. We made 52,878 credits after they resupplied our ammo and repaired our vehicle, and I used one of the consumables. We still made 28,733 credits, which is actually pretty damn good. It's for a tier 6 and a tier 8 match, it can hold its own, but it's obviously 60 millimeters of armor. I just got lucky that I didn't get really, didn't face a bunch of guys coming at me at once. If that would have happened, I probably would have got decimated pretty quick. So, pretty happy with that match, so I ain't going to complain. If I could stop yawning. Oh, God, so sorry. About time to go to bed. Anyways, this is Tank and Trucker. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button down below, and please subscribe to the channel. And maybe next time I won't yawn so much. No, getting late. Just pooped out. I was up late last night, and Had some issues with my truck today. It got a wee bit cold, and the fuel started gelling up, and so my truck stalled out, and had to deal with getting a mechanic over here to figure out what was wrong with it. And they figured out the fuel was gelled up, and our company doesn't let us use the anti-gel fluid in the fuel tanks. So, well, that comes with the territory. If it gets cold enough, then it's going to gel up, and it did. But they got it fixed. Took them about 2-3 hours to get it all figured out and running again. So, pretty happy because I'm going to be home this weekend. And if this thing would have had to gone in the shop for something drastic, you can. God, I've sat in a shop once for 2 weeks, and it sucks. So, yeah, I was pretty happy that they were able to figure it out. So anyways, you guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.